Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at line 39, My Dreydl, and before we get to how the tune actually sounds and how to play it, there's two important musical concepts that we need to talk about first. The first is something called pickup notes. So let's take a look at the beginning of My Dreydl. We see that it's in 4/4 time, which is true about all of the tunes that we've played so far. Eventually you will see tunes where there are other numbers over here, 2/4 or 3/4 or 6/8, but not yet. Right now everything's been in 4/4 time, which means there's 4 quarter note beats per bar. Well, what's unusual then is I see in the very first bar of music, there is only one note instead of one beat instead of 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, like you see in the next bar. This is called a pickup measure and a pickup note. It happens in a lot of tunes. In fact, it's happened on a tune we skipped that's earlier on this page that I'll show you in a moment. So we need to know how to count this. So you might look at that and say, there's only one note in the bar, that one note must be beat 1, but you'd be incorrect. There's only one note in the bar, it is the last note of the bar, and therefore it must be beat 4. And so you see I've labeled it that way. You might sometimes see tunes that have more than one beat of pickups. We always have to then subtract, starting with the last beat of the bar and counting backwards. But this has only one beat. It's the last beat of the bar, so it must be beat 4. So if we're going to count the beginning of this tune, I would count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's important to know that when I count off for you to play, most of the time I'll say something like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play, 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 play. And then you begin playing on the next beat 1. Well, in this case, because it starts on beat 4, if I were to count you off, I would count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Play, play. You would begin playing on beat 4, so I could only count to beat 3 when I'm giving the count off. That's important to remember. One of the things that bugs me the most in life is when I'm somewhere and someone counts off for music incorrectly, and they count like to 3 when they should have counted to 4. They count 4 when they should have counted 3. It just bugs me. All right. Now, if we look, we can find the other tunes that have pickups. The telltale sign of a pickup is always when there's a bar that has fewer than 4 beats. So look at line 36. The first bar has only one beat. You can see that the composers of the book labeled that as beat number 4. It's the last beat in the bar. It must be beat 4. If I look ahead to the next page in our book, we can see that in line 45, there is only one beat in the first bar. It's a pair of eighth notes, so there's 2 pickup notes, but still, this idea, 2 eighth notes, lasts one beat, so this must be 4 and then beat 1 is over here. We'll get to that tune later. One last thing about pickup notes. This beat 4 has to come from somewhere. And so the convention that is almost always followed is the last bar in the piece of music only has 3. So I see 1 and 2 and then this rest is 3. Where is beat 4? Beat 4 is at the beginning. The reason you would have to do this is if I chose to put a repeat sign at the end, well, I'd play 1, 2, 3, and then I'd play beat 4. I couldn't play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then play beat 4 again. That wouldn't make any sense. So they shorten the last bar. Now, some composers end up breaking this rule, but usually only on very, very long pieces of music. In pieces of music that you see like this, there's almost always a shortened bar at the end to make up for the short bar at the beginning. Now, this piece also has internal pickup notes. Each phrase starts on beat 4. You can see here, here, and here. Oh, and then again here, the phrase starts on beat 4. You can almost always tell that the note at the end of a bar is a pickup if it has a breath mark before it or a rest before it. If you see those things, that note at the end of the bar is probably a pickup to the next bar or the next phrase. Now, one last rhythmic idea to talk about is this syncopated idea that we see in the second full bar of music. Syncopation happens when the composer puts a longer than expected note on a weaker beat. So in 4/4 time, beats 1 and 3 are strong beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And beat 2 and 3 are the weaker beats. Well, here the composer has put a long note on beat 2. That's unexpected. 1, 2, 4, 1. So that long note in the middle is unexpected. A lot of times what students end up doing is playing 1, 2, and then putting the next note on beat 3, because they're not expecting a long note to happen there in the middle of the bar. So it's really important we count that correctly. Thinking about this next note as the pickup to the next bar makes it easier. So if I were to count the beginning of this tune, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And the same idea happens again. So let me count the entire thing for you, and I'll have a metronome going too to help you. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, so there's the counting. Again, that syncopation 1, 2, 4 might be a little bit awkward for you. Before we play it all the way through, I want you to get out your level 2 scale sheet, and I'm going to sing it to you phrase by phrase. I want you to play it back to me. Now, I want you to notice that the phrases break here at the end of beat 3. So I'll stop singing on this do here, and then the next phrase will start on this mi here. So listen carefully and repeat after me. So, do, do, re, re, mi, do. Mi, so, so, fa, mi, re. Re, 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 mi, fa, re. Re, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Mi, sol, mi, sol, mi, sol, mi. Mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re. Re, fa, re, fa, re, fa, re. Re, sol, fa, mi, re, do. You might want to go back and review that part of the video again. Playing things phrase by phrase is a good way to chunk it out so that it's easier to learn rather than playing the whole tune over and over and over again. I want to draw your attention to some places where your fingers might have to do some patterns they're less familiar with. In the second line here, sol, mi, sol, mi, sol, mi. Those skips are all thirds apart. We've done those skips before, but we're used to playing things that are a step apart, so there's something we might want to think about. And again over here, fa, re, fa, re, fa, re. So again, these are notes that are a skip apart, a third apart, and where our fingers might not be as used to it. Let's play the whole song all the way through. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, everyone, that's it for this lesson. Now, I need you to go back, practice with this video some more, practice independently, practice with Practice First, and finally make sure that you submit the Practice First task that we have assigned for this week. Thanks for stopping by.